Yeah.
And that's just kind of the long story behind what brought this to light was a complete shift in my mindset from follow the process, be a closer, it takes 5 times, to, man, what if we just actually give a shit about people and try and take care of them? What'll happen then?
Now, your weekly dose of inspiration, perspiration, and just the right amount of bull defecation. The Get You Some Radio Show with your host, the Vice President of Making Shit Happen, Terry Lancaster.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Get You Some Radio Show. I'm very excited about today's guest. Very excited. I've been a friend of this man for 4 years. I've been living by his words of wisdom for 4 years. I've been following the Mat Koenig rule, and he doesn't even know about it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the upcoming Rockstar Auto Conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to talk about his brand spanking new #1 bestseller, Sell, Mat Koenig, right after this.
Make more friends. Sell more cars. 97% of car shoppers say they would prefer to know their salesperson before they ever set foot in the dealership. People buy from people they know, like, and trust, and they refer their family and friends to people they know, like, and trust. Visit terrylancaster.org to learn how your sales staff can get more reviews, more referrals, and more repeat business by building better, stronger, more authentic relationships online and in real life. terrylancaster.org.
Matt, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing amazing, Terry, man. Thank you so much for having me on your show, bro. I'm excited.
Man, thank you for being in my life. Like I said, I've been living by your words of wisdom. You don't even know this. I'm going to tell you the story. You and I met. We met down in Dallas, Texas. 4 or 5 years ago at the Jim Ziegler Sales Management Super Conference, and you gave a presentation there, and you said 2 words. 2 simple words. I didn't actually respect and understand everything that you said at the time because you were slightly ahead of the curve. And but now, and in retrospect, over the last 4 years, these 2 words have changed my life. They've changed the way I market my business. They changed the way which pictures I put on my Facebook profile. Do you know what 2 words I'm talking about?
I don't know what 2 words.
I told you I was going to put you on the spot. The 2 words are mobile first.
Oh, I saw that video the other day where I was saying over and over, make mobile first.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it's funny that I forget that those words were that because now it just seems normal. Right. Like it seems like
absolutely necessary,
natural part of life now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for giving me credit for that. I just, I'm so excited that you say that. Now hearing you say it, I'm like, man, I remember that being such a thing, like to everybody and saying, you got to do this. And now I just feel like if you don't, you don't exist. Right?
Yeah, you're so far behind the curve now. If you're not mobile first, 80% of all Facebook views are on mobile devices. All how many car leads come from mobile devices? You go back and look at your Facebook advertising. What percentage of the click throughs come from the mobile platform? I mean, it's almost to the point where desktop doesn't even exist. And because I spend most of my life looking at my desktop, and I'm an old guy with old eyes, and I don't really like staring at my phone screen that much. I'd much rather stare at my big 21-inch monitor I've got in front of me where I can see everything big and clear. But the world doesn't work that way. It doesn't conform to Terry, and I have to conform to it. So mobile first, no matter what you're doing.
Amen. I'll tell you what, the funny thing is I almost did our meeting. I was going to do it from the Zoom, like on my iPhone. Yeah. And the reason I didn't was I was like, oh, shoot, my mount to keep the phone stable sitting in my other office. So I was like, well, I guess I'll do it from the desktop. But everything I do is on the mobile phone. Heck, a lot of the videos that people see on Facebook, Instagram TV, all the stuff that I do with that, every bit of it is from my iPhone 10.
So you've had a big week, Matt. #1 bestseller. This is like your 4th book, but your first #1 bestseller. Tell us all about Sell, Changing the Game Forever.
Oh, man, thanks for asking about that. I actually just got the print proofs in, and it was designed to be a little pocketbook. So the proofs came way too big, so it'll actually be smaller than this. But I've got 5 of these that I'm going to sign and give away here pretty soon. Basically, Terry, the thing is, man, over the last 24 years, I've been trying to sell better, right? Like I started a couple companies, and the thing was, I was using all the stuff I've been taught, the great word tracks from guys like Joe Verdi and Grant Cardone and Tim Kitts, all these amazing people out there. But I kept seeing this where I would fall off, right? I would have great sales, and then I would fall off. And I'm listening to myself and I'm recording myself, and I could hear where my enthusiasm's falling. And then I started asking myself, why am I saying what I'm saying? Like, because it's the process and the process works. And then I really spent this last year wrestling with, does the process actually work? And then I started watching other salespeople in dealerships, our own sales team, and watching them stick to the process and listening to calls and going, the process is garbage. The process alone means nothing. Like if I, and what really stood out for me was something. I was talking to a dealer and I said, if you hand the customer the sales process, are they going to follow it? Does it make sense to them? Is it their freaking process? And the guy's like, no. I'm like, then why are you doing it? And this was before I was just anti, and everybody thought I was saying like I'm anti tracking and monitoring and having a process. I said, no, I'm anti doing stuff without knowing why you're doing it.
Right.
I said, so let me peel back to the, like, why do we do these steps, right? Why do we greet people? Because you have to. You got to say hello. To me, that's just a handshake. Then it's polite process. Yeah, and I did a keynote down in Tampa, Florida, at Jim Ziegler's event, and it was aimed at leadership. And then I realized after the keynote, it's not just for leadership; it's for salespeople too. And that is, we're doing stuff for the sake of the process, and not doing it for the sake of serving the people on the other end. And so as I broke down each step of the sales process, I started seeing like, okay, but what's the reason behind? And kept asking why, till I ran out of whys. And then I said, well, this is just simple. Let me just write it down. There's 4 driving principles that we have, but those will naturally make us walk through that process. 20 years ago, we thought Terry's the top salesman because he sticks to this process. This is his process, so everybody do what Terry does, and then you'll sell 25 cars, 30 cars, 50 cars a month too. But you can't, nobody can beat Terry, right? Mm-hmm. Terry's personality is different. Terry's a different dude. So instead, it's the process works because of who Terry is and how he's treating people. And because of how Terry's treating people, they're naturally progressing through. If he cares about them, he's going to ask questions. And he's going to listen to what they say. And if he cares about these people, he's going to do these certain things, because those are things you do when you care about somebody. And as I started looking at that, it's what prompted me to write Sell. And it's 4 basic principles, right? It's serving people. We got to have the mindset of a servant, right? Listen, it's sales. You're not the closer. And that's one thing I tease about in my next book, Close, that's coming out in August. And anybody that's like, man, I'm so strong, I close those people. Let me just enlighten everybody. They either were already going to buy, right? Because they wanted to. All you did was not F it up by getting in the way. Right? They want to buy your product. So the reality is this. If they did, it's because you didn't screw it up, right? You were nice enough. They felt like you cared about them. Or if you genuinely convinced someone to buy something they didn't want. Let's say that happened. You're just so strong. All that makes you is an a-hole. Yeah. Anybody that's going to shove somebody in something they don't want is just a jerk. So selling isn't about closing. It's about serving people in such a way that you're able to really help them get their wants, needs, and desires. So it's serve. It's being an evangelist, like Zig Ziglar said, when he gave the story about the guy selling cutlery or Tupperware, whatever it was. He's like, well, what do you like best about yours? And he's like, well, I don't own it. And he's like, well, then how the heck can you sell it? Right? So it's about having a servant mindset. It's about being this evangelist for your brand. And I say to car dealers, right? You're a Toyota store and half of your salespeople are driving Hondas. Why don't you trade them out of them? And I literally had a general manager say, well, man, these guys are all upside down. I'm like, you'll spend $12,000 on a newspaper ad or a paperclip campaign, but you won't eat $2,000 to make sure your top salesperson is driving your product.
That every person he meets sees he's driving that.
And then when he says to them, Toyotas are the best, they're like, really, what do you drive? A Toyota, because it's the best.
Yeah.
Like, come on, right? So being an evangelist is the second principle, the E. The third one is listen, right? You got to listen to people so you know if you can serve them well. Sometimes if you listen, you go, you know what, guys? I don't have the right product for you. You saved yourself time, them time. And they were like, holy cow, Terry's a great dude. He actually listened to us, and he actually told us this product doesn't fit. And then the 4th L in Sell, it stands for love, like loving on people, which means putting their wants and needs before yours.
Yeah.
Flip the word backwards. You got to start with that principle in mind, right? You got to start with loving on people. You got to start with listening to people. You got to be an evangelist for your product. And then ultimately you got to be ready to serve them when they come in.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the long story behind what brought this to light, was a complete shift in my mindset from follow the process, be a closer, it takes 5 times, to, man, what if we just actually give a shit about people and try and take care of them? What'll happen then?
Well, I think what got us into this, Matt, and this has kind of been the thing that's bugging me about the car business for the last few years, is when you talk about why, and the why is the corporations that own the dealerships and the dealer principals and the general managers, they have trouble, recruiting people and hiring people and maintaining people, and they started coaching to the lowest common denominator. They said, okay, how can we take a crappy salesperson and still sell some cars? And that's when they came up with these exact word tracks, and everything became about the leads and the BDC, and it just became, feeding the lines, making this robot feed the lines to the numbers on the other end. And if you spit out the same number of lines, so many times, eventually, a certain number of them are going to close. And I think it's just the lowest common denominator thing.
I think you're spot on, and that's a thing. And I'm going to say wholeheartedly, I used to be guilty of saying everything in sales is a math problem. Now, here's the thing. For tracking, if you want to just mathematically put together something to grow, you can do that. You can go, okay, it takes 50 handshakes and 30 test drives and 20 write-ups. When that math happens, 10 sales result. So you can track for 90 days. You can figure out the math problem, and you can approach it from that angle. And you'll always be able to grow by going, all right, I can spend more in advertising to get more handshakes, and by default, the numbers go up. But it's the other parts that become tricky. How do I coach somebody to be better at a demo, or to be better at closing, or to be better? You can't. But what you can coach them on is learning how to be a better communicator, right? Tony Robbins says, our communication with ourselves and others, right, is going to determine our quality of life. Well, we can coach to helping somebody communicate better. But then you got to go, well, why would we do that? Oh, because I got to coach you that the whole purpose of you being here is because you have to care about the people that walk in the door.
Yeah.
And when you say we coach to the lowest common denominator, you're right. And the reason that they have to is because they lie in their ads when they're hiring people.
Right.
They tell you work for yourself and you don't. You come in and they want you there for the 8:30 sales meeting. They want you brooming snow off cars if you live in Michigan. They want you doing all that for free. They want you, don't post this on social, do that on social. They want to be your dad. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a grown up. And you just told me that I have my own business without the franchise fees. So that means I can come to work whenever I want.
Right.
And do whatever I want, because all you do is pay me when I sell your car. So you're giving me a desk in exchange for me putting some cars on the road. As long as I make you more than that corner of my space leases for per month, shut the F up and let me do my job.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works in dealership. They run an ad that's not true, and then they hire you, and they give you training, and then at the desk they don't stick to the training. And it's a mess. And the automotive industry, sadly, it's a beautiful industry with so many great people, but it's the only one that has not yet evolved into today's day and age of serving people, marketing, and everything else. And I think there's some great opportunity here in this industry, but man, we got to wake up real fast.
I think it's going to go one of two directions, and most dealerships and most businesses in general are going to have to choose which one they want to be. Do I want to be the point and click Amazon retail, buy online, retail delivery, robot to robot? Do I want to be that business? Or do I want to be a person-to-person business, human being to human being, eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly, loving each other, helping each other, serving each other business? And I don't think there's going to be much room in the middle.
I don't think there's going to be a lot. I think here's the thing that I'm on the same page with you. I believe, and I mean, Terry, I can't say how strongly I believe this. I believe the next step in the evolution of our industry, before the digital retailing really becomes a real takeover, I believe that the next step in this industry is going to be, for lack of a better phrase, Best Buy. I think the next logical step is dealerships, and I don't just mean by default. I mean, dealers need to proactively do this. And this is probably going to tick off every commission sales friend I have. So I'm going to say this beforehand. I think when the dealers make this change, your current people, you let them choose to stay on the plan they're on if they're commissioned, or let them choose the new plan. But I think if I were to open a dealership tomorrow, which by the way, I wowould never do because I'd never pay a manufacturer their retarded franchise fees.
Yeah. But
if I were to open a store tomorrow, I would make everybody a black shirt advisor, because that's the colors we rock, black and red. They would be in a black polo shirt and they would be there to serve everybody the same. They would get paid a base salary. They would get paid bonuses based on the customer satisfaction of the store. I would do cool incentive programs, like how many people did they bring in from social media, create their own text codes, create their own stuff, so they could run it like their own business to get. But bonuses would always be based on consumer satisfaction, overall company volume, and we would work as a team. We would function as a team. There would be no hero zero BS in my store. And I think the dealership's going to have to evolve into that, because the biggest thing that's causing issues right now, and the reason, dealers only see a customer stop at 1, maybe 2 stores, is because why? Because nothing has changed since 1976. They're still afraid of us. Yep. They're doing everything they can on the internet, and they want the dealer to be that last final step and hope you're not too scary. Well, why don't you turn your store into a not scary place? Why don't you stop banging gongs and and I'm not saying it's bad, like, hey, we got a sale, let's have fun. Make it a party, make it fun. If you're going to bang a gong, don't do it. Do that 50 times a day, because it's Best Buy and people are checking out at the register, baby. You know what I mean? Let's make it that. I think we're probably 20 years from full-on digital retailing being so huge. I'm going to back that up. About 12 to 15. Yeah. But in the next 5, I think this country will see a major shift where more than 50% of the dealers will have salaried, and they'll stop being sales professionals, and they'll start being serving, consultants who serve, and the front of the house will function a lot more like a service advisor.
Yeah.
And so it should. Hell, service drives the revenue for the dealership, doesn't it? So why aren't we functioning like service in the front of the house?
Yeah. Everything works around that. So how do you get someone who's been in the business for a little while to get more involved in the people into the business, instead of sitting around waiting for someone to walk in the door, pounce on them, and try to knock a 10-pounder out of everyone that they meet? How do you get them to start communicating with more people, meeting more people, making more friends, bringing in their own business, creating their own weather, and actually try? I mean, I see so many people who are doing a great job at this, but I go into stores and some people look at you like you're crazy, where you talk about, hey, go out and meet some people and try to get them in, find out when they might need a car, find out when they're at Beth, might need a car. And some salespeople just look at you like you're talking a foreign language when you talk that.
I'll tell you, man, I love this question. How do you get people to do that? Which basically is, how do you get people to prospect nowadays? Right. I mean, at the core of it, how do we do that? It's a good question, and I genuinely have an answer, Terry. And the answer is not what everybody keeps doing right now. I would love to leave Facebook for none other than to stop seeing all these salespeople at dealerships doing live streams. Right. When is the last time I've said, I hope I see a live stream on Facebook about someone walking around the car lot talking about the cars they have? I don't give a crap. Right. I don't. That's not the way to do it. Now, there is a way for salespeople to use videos and build their business, and here's how. There's a couple steps. Step 1, you actually have to believe in your dealership and what you guys do. You have to be an evangelist for it. You have to believe that your store is the best place for people to buy. That's step 1, and that's what's missing, and that's why no one wants to tell all their friends, all their family, come see me, this is where I work, because there's a belief problem somewhere in the store, in their mind. So step 1, they got to do that. But step 2 is when they're getting their phone out and they're doing their videos and all the stuff that they're doing, stop doing stupid videos about your inventory and who you are. Like, oh, look at me, and let me give you my motivational tip of the day. I don't care. Right. I don't turn to a car salesman for that. Yeah. I do that because I'm not a car salesman anymore. Man, I do that because I'm running conferences, writing books, and speaking, and trying to keto stuff. And so my job, I want to inspire and motivate people, because that's what I want for a job. I don't sell a car. If you sell a car, here's what your video should do. Take the products you sell and show people how to do basic everyday stuff that they didn't learn when they were getting their car delivered from their last car salesman. Yeah. Do videos about, man, do you have a car, but you don't have AAA or OnStar? Let me show you how to change your tire on your Chevy Malibu. Yeah. Hey, have you ever wondered where the fuse panel is on your Chevy Cruze? Hey, have you ever wondered how to check the transmission fluid on your whatever? Every new car that you have, if I'm a salesperson today, starting brand new, first week, if I'm the sales leader there, right? Hate the word manager, so reactive. If I'm on the leadership team and I say, Terry, man, I love you. We're on the same team. You work with me now. Here's what we're going to do. Your first week here are the videos you're going to shoot for every single car. We're going to create you a YouTube channel, and we're going to put these out there. And then what I want you to do is once a day, it's Terry's car tips, or Terry's tech tips, or whatever we're going to call it. And every day you're going to just share one of those videos to your Facebook feed and to your Twitter and to your Instagram. You're going to share that out there. And here's the deal. I would set them up to do stuff that relates to what they do for a living. Instagram secrets, all these books tell people, don't talk about that at all. I don't buy that. I think you don't just talk about what you do for a living. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to sell more cars from social and you want to do stuff, then talk about stuff related to cars. Stop trying to be, you're not Tony Robbins. And then, by the way, if you want to buy a car from Tony Robbins, get a car.
Yeah.
If you want to be Tony Robbins, quit trying to sell cars and go be Tony Robbins. Shit, that's what I did. And I'm still not there yet. Let me tell you, it's hard.
Yeah, it's wicked hard. And the thing is, people forget who their audience is. That your audience is people who are looking for motivation, people who want to go to conference, people who want to read books. That's the audience you're targeting. You're targeting car salespeople and car leaders and dealer principals.
And network marketers and everybody out there who wants to get better at selling. But these car salespeople are asking guys like you and me who are vendors, hey, like my page. Why? I'm not driving to Montana or where, pick a state far away. I'm not going there to buy a car. Yeah. I've got 100 car salespeople within 100 miles that are my buddies. Yeah. That sell every product in the world I need. I'm not crossing the country to save $20 or $1,000. Yeah. So why are these car salespeople trying to get every other car salesperson to like their page? Now they screwed up their Facebook ad targeting because they're targeting ads to other car salespeople. Yeah. It's stupid. Yeah. All these guys run around with their phone on a stick talking about stuff that does not in any way, shape, or form. It is a giant circle jerk. And I would argue it's not making you more money. The motivation is good. Helping each other is good. Do it within your group. Do it to motivate people. The public stuff, share it every now and then, the motivational stuff. But if you're today selling cars, you've got to start thinking 3 years from now or 1 year from now when I want to be in the groove doing it right. Yeah. What do I have to do today to get there? Create evergreen videos. And every week, every time a new model comes out, you do it. Got a cool used car, then go shoot something, share it on your Facebook. Man, I got this unique car. But right now, there's so many people doing stuff every day. It's noise. Yeah. And what it is they got gurus that told them this is the way to do it. Pay us however much money to sign up for my program to be part of. And then all of these folks are being taught the exact same thing. And they're all living within, 5 states of each other. And I'm like, y'all are just doing this to each other. And you like each other's stuff and you share each other's stuff. But how is that helping your Here's the question before you do it. How is it helping your customer? Yeah. And if the answer is it ain't, then stop wasting your damn time. Start doing something that will. Call your old customer that showed the car 3 months ago that has never heard from you and say, hi, how was Timmy's baseball game?
Yeah, let's start with that. The biggest problem in the car business is a year after they buy the car, 85% of people who bought a car have no idea who they bought it from. They can't remember their salesperson's name. If you can change that number, you'll change your world.
I'll tell you, it's so funny. In 1995, I showed a Honda Accord to these folks. They did not buy from me. They went and bought in Kalamazoo. I was in Battle Creek Honda at the time, 40 miles out. They went to Kalamazoo and they bought a car at a dealer. It's closed now called M&M Honda. Fast forward time, then, we had the index card boxes. Every 90 days, I called them. Hey, how's everything going with your Accord? You guys enjoying it? You loving it? Who'd you show it off to, right? Fast forward to the second 90-day call. You know what? I know you showed us this when we picked the car up from you, but can you tell me how to do X again? And I was like, I told them how to do it. And I go, what's funny? I go, you didn't buy it from me. Remember, I'm in Battle Creek. Yeah. And she goes, oh my God. She goes, we've never heard from him since we got the car. And now here we are 6 months down the road. You're the only person that has ever called us about it. She's like, wow, well, we wish we would have bought it from you. I go, hey, me too. Next time around, you'll hear from me. Hope you do. I kid you not a month later, their daughter needed a car. And they came in and bought her a Honda Civic stick shift. I taught their daughter how to drive a stick. I made a customer for life and I sold them 4 more cars. Now,
it's not rocket science.
No, all I did was care enough to touch base afterwards. Yeah. And the sad deal is, man, it doesn't even take a year. Most of these folks, they forget about people or they're signing up for video email programs and they're all geeked up in the first week to use it to generate leads. Right. Because now human beings have been reduced to leads and ups and stupid words.
I hate that. But that makes me angry, actually.
I think I got that from you, actually, when we first met, was when that shift began with me, too. Because I think you told me, like, that makes me angry when somebody calls them an up. And ever since then, when I speak, I'm like, they're not an up. They're a person. Right. And I think, if these young bucks, I say young bucks, new folks to the business, I don't care what business you're in, you want to sell more. First thing you got to do is stop calling people an up, a unit, a lead, an opportunity. You have a person, and that person's giving you an opportunity to earn their business.
Yeah, just
if we think about them as people, maybe we'll Well, what you were about to say?
Yeah, just treat people like people, which brings me to, we got the Rockstar Auto Conference coming up here in Nashville in 2 weeks from today, as a matter of fact, and on August 13th. That's correct, August 13th.
Yes.
August 13th, the Rockstar Auto Conference here in Nashville. I'm going to be speaking there, and I'm going to tell everyone why everything you know about personal branding is BS, and it's pretty much everything Mat Koenig just said. So that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. So we'll talk about that and how you can build a better personal brand. But let's talk about the Rockstar Auto Conference and the Rockstar Auto Conference group that you have that gets you into the conferences. Tell us what all we got going on there, how everyone can get involved.
Yeah, it's gonna be August 13th at the Holiday Inn, Vanderbilt, downtown Nashville. Holiday Inn. It's gonna be on Monday. It's a one-day only. It's a boutique event. We've got great speakers there. Yourself, of course, amongst them. We've got Sean Kelly, Frank Lopes, Lisa Copeland, Sean Thomas, and myself. But the cool thing is we're going to be talking about real world strategies that people can go back and use. One of the big things, as you know, as a speaker at the event, is all the speakers we require them. You've got to be able to give people something they can go use right now to make money, so that they never look at our event as something that costs them money to be part of. Mm-hmm. And so like we've got, say, Sean Thomas, for example. Here's a guy who in his 30s took a company from nothing to $20 million, sold $20 million in his 30s. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's done the zero to get there, and he knows how to do it. And he's going to teach people how they can actually get conversion from Instagram. That's something everyone is reading books on and failing with miserably. They're getting 10, 15,000 followers using bots and zero engagement. Yeah. So stuff like that is what people can learn. The cool thing is, and you mentioned our membership, I love it. So we've been going to conferences for years, decades. It seems like now, right?
Yeah.
And they cost $500, $600, $700, sometimes $1,000 to be part of. And it's worth it because you're getting enough info to go back and make way more than you spend. But what we started seeing was, we said, we keep going to these conferences and it's the same people saying the same stuff. So step one was we wanted to change the game and go, well, you're not going to hear that. Like, even if you're talking about personal branding, you're not going to do the same personal branding speech that you did somewhere else. Mm-hmm. You're going to change it up. You're going to make it different for Rockstar. But the other thing is we rotate our speakers. About 80% of our speakers change at each event. So we said, people need a reason to come back to Rockstar, and changing is a reason. And we said, how can we give them even more reason? So tickets are $595 normally. On this boutique event, we've got them for like $295 right now, special deal. But we said, what if we create a membership program so we can be part of these people's lives for the rest of their life and really help them grow? You know, let's actually practice what we're talking about. Every conference says, come here, learn more, sell more cars on the internet. And we say, come here, change your life, and let us help you keep doing it. So we created the Rockstar Club. And basically right now, still all access tickets are only $287. It's cheaper than a conference ticket. Mm-hmm. You join and become a member. It renews each year. But you can go to every single event we do every year. We've got private Rockstar webinars that we do that are only available to Rockstar members, that we'll do with like Rockstar legend speakers like yourself. We'll be doing a webinar with you down the road. That'll be private, only to Rockstar Club members. So they'll get to learn from our legendary speakers that have been on stage and have private access to that. Plus, we create content like the Sell Content course that's a masterclass. These are things that only members get access to. So cool, all that online stuff, but just dial it back to this. Become a member and you can go to every conference for free.
Yeah.
Boom, done, handled. And then you can start saying, do I need to go to conference A, B, C, and D? Conference A might have 30,000 people at it. Well, that's great. What kind of intimacy are you going to get there?
Right.
If it's Tony Robbins you're going to learn from, boom, I'm in there like swimmer. Like, I will sit in a room of 16,000 because even though I've heard everything he said before, I know I'm going to be inspired, right? Yeah. But in the automotive industry, 9 out of 10 conferences out there, it's the same people saying the same stuff. And if you really want a truly life-changing experience and an intimate event where you'll actually be able to engage with the speakers, interact with them, then a Rockstar membership is the way to go. And look, $287, you buy a membership. If you want to still keep paying for other conferences, go do it. Mm-hmm. Go pay for those too, because you can afford this. But hell, Terry, we even made it cheap enough. People could pay $28.50 a month. They can just do it monthly.
All right.
And come to it. So if they haven't already got a ticket to Rockstar Nashville, you know what I would do right now? I go to rockstarautoconference.com. I would sign up for the monthly membership for $28, and I'd still pop in and be in Nashville 2 weeks from now. And I'd be getting ready for Vegas in October, which is 2 days, where we've got some huge surprises, including we're going to be doing, we've never done this before. I'm announcing this on your show.
Okay,
this is my lack of self-concern, because I should be announcing this on one of my own private webinars. We're actually going to be doing a special thing in Nashville where people are going to be able to do an upgraded VIP in Vegas in October. We're going to be doing a special thing in Vegas in October where people can do a special VIP upgrade, where we're going to have 15 and only 15 people, and we're going to do a special dinner with our keynote speakers. And listen, let me just tell you, we've been talking with Corey Proctor from the Dallas Cowboys, retired Dallas Cowboy champion. Last time we had Coach Sherry Wynn, Olympic champion. I mean, we've been talking to Master Ken, who does the crazy karate videos on Facebook, who's built a brand. We've got some surprise keynote speakers that are going to be there in Vegas. And we're going to do a special dinner where people are going to be able to do this upgrade ticket deal. And here's where membership has its privilege. This is a $995. It gets you a front row seat, and you get your dinner's paid for, and a Rockstar ticket, right? For $995. Rockstar members that are already a member of the Rockstar Club, it's only going to be $295 for them, and they can get one of those dinner seats to have dinner with somebody who's a freaking hero.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of things that we do for our folks to make sure that when they go home, they go, "Holy cow, my life was changed," versus going, "I picked up a thing or two. Hopefully, we'll use it."
So I'll make this announcement right here too. If you come to the Nashville event, you can go have fried chicken somewhere with me. We're gonna have fried chicken dinner. So me, you, and probably Mat Koenig, because Matt's not going to turn down fried chicken. I'm 100% sure of that.
Nope. Even though I'm keto eating, I will eat some fried chicken. Actually,
that's all protein, baby. All protein.
And Chris and I specifically are staying until Tuesday. We're actually going to drive down. I missed the drive, man. I used to drive down there every other weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to drive down to Nashville on Sunday morning. We're going to head down, but we planned on staying all the way till Tuesday because we're going out for hot chicken with you, one or both of them nights. So we're good.
There we go. All right. So I promise everyone who watches this show that there's the same thing they get from the Rockstar Auto Conference. I promise them that they're going to walk away with one item, one action step that they can put into action in their life today. As soon as they put down the phone, as soon as they step away from the desk, one thing they can do today to start creating health, happiness, and prosperity in your life. So if you're a salesperson, if you're a dealer principal, if you're a plumber, if you're a network marketer, Matt, and you have one tiny bit of advice, one action step that they can take today to start making things better, what would it be?
Make the decision to love the people you serve. And now that sounds too vague, so I'm going to give it specific so you can put it into play today. What that means is right now decide that the person in front of you who's giving an opportunity, that their goal is more important than yours. And that action step, here's why it's going to give you health, wealth, and prosperity. Because the moment you decide, I'm going to put that person's needs before mine, I'm going to choose to just love all over them. The moment you decide that, they're going to feel it, because you can tell when somebody genuinely cares. Everything else will fall into place. And I guarantee you'll see more sales, higher profit margins, and more repeat and referral business just by making the choice to love people first. That's it.
That's the new Mat Koenig rule. People first.
True story, baby. And then mobile, of course. Mobile second.
Mobile. So how do
people
we get
first, mobile second.
How do we get in touch with Mat Koenig if we need to get in touch with Mat Koenig?
If you want to get in touch with me, there are a couple different ways you can do it. I will tell you, go to facebook.com/real Mat Koenig, MatKoenig. You just go to my website, matkoenig.com. The best way is just go to rockstarautoconference.com. Come and meet me at an event. But you can contact me through a Rockstar page, stuff like that. But come to the Rockstar Auto Conference, meet me at an event. I'm going to put this out there for your listeners too, Terry. Look, if you're new in sales, you're a new manager, and you're going, you know what, I want to be part of this, but financially, I'm struggling, man. I can't buy a couple $100 ticket. I can't do that. I'll tell you what, if you can't afford a ticket to our event, you contact me directly and I will give you one. If you can't afford to be there, if you're starting out, you want to get better, like, I'd love to be there, dude. I can't afford it. I'm new. You reach out to me, I'll give you a ticket. I will pay for you to be there. And we did a thing where we did a promo for 5 people. And I'll throw that out there again too. I'll share a link to it later. But where we said, look, our cost per person for like food and stuff is $81.30 a person. That's what it costs us. If you can't afford to come to the event, and you just can't afford to pay anything, you just reach out to me. Go to rockstarconference.com, contact me through the contact page. I'll give you a ticket absolutely free so you can be there. Contact Terry Lancaster, because you know what, Terry, I'm going to give you some tickets to give to people. If you can't afford to go, you're a listener of Terry's. Auto industry, whatever industry you're in, you want to come learn how to sell better, you reach out to Terry. He'll make sure you've got a free ticket to the event. And if you say, look, I can pay cost, I can do that, reach out to me. I'll send you a link to do that at cost too. We just want to help people change their life. I really, truly believe what comes around goes around, Terry. If we help people become better at selling by loving on people and stuff, I just feel like I'm going to have a good experience with a salesperson down the road too, as a result. So here we go.
Can't wait to see you, buddy. August 13th in Nashville. I'll see you then.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Terry. We love you, bro.
All right,
Thank you so much for having me on the show, man.
Get You Some Radio. You've been listening to the Get You Some Radio Show. Subscribe today at terrylancaster.tv to hear more episodes, win valuable cash and prizes, and get free training to help you create an army of buyers who know, like, and trust you before they've ever even met you. It's a big, wide world, boys and girls. Get out there and get you some.